Welcome to today's lecture. Today's topic is on stroke. Stroke is an acute severe manifestation of cerebrovascular disease. So the condition stroke can lead to both physical as well as mental crippling. The clinical signs of stroke is due to focal disturbance of the cerebral function lasting for more than 24 hours. Any disturbance of the cerebral function which is lasting less than 24 hours is called as transient ischemic attack. This focal disturbance of cerebral function is basically caused due to three abnormalities. One is stenosis, second one is occlusion, and third one due to the rupture of arteries. Stenosis is the narrowing of the blood vessels due to which the blood supply to that particular portion of the brain will be decreased. In occlusion, what is happening is because of some thrombus formation within the blood vessel, the blood supply to one focal region of the cerebral hemisphere will be reduced, leading to clinical symptoms. And the third reason is due to rupture of the arteries. Because of the rupture of arteries, intracerebral hemorrhage will lead to decreased blood supply to the cerebral hemisphere. Now coming to the common symptoms due to stroke. The major symptoms of stroke include coma, hemiplegia, paraplegia, monoplegia, multiple paralysis, sensory impairment and speech disturbances. In hemiplegia, the one side of the body fully will be affected and it will be paralyzed. In paraplegia, both the lower limbs will be paralyzed. In monoplegia, any one of the four limbs will be paralyzed. Among all these symptoms, 90% of the patients usually presents with hemiplegia, in which there is paralysis of either right or left side of the body. Basically, stroke are of two types. One is ischemic stroke and another one is hemorrhagic stroke. Ischemic stroke means because of occlusion or because of stenosis, the blood supply to one particular portion of the brain will be decreased, leading to stroke. In hemorrhagic stroke, due to rupture of the arteries, because of intracerebral bleed, stroke can happen. Ischemic stroke due to occlusion or stenosis of the blood vessels are basically of three types. One is lacunar infarct, second one is carotid circular obstruction, and third one due to vertebrobasilar obstruction. Hemorrhagic stroke due to rupture of the blood vessels are basically of four types. First one is spontaneous intracerebral hemorrhage, second one is intracranial aneurysms, third one due to arteriovenous malformations, and fourth one due to subarachnoid hemorrhage. Coming to the problem statement, the most frequent form of stroke encountered worldwide is due to cerebral thrombosis followed by hemorrhage. Stroke due to cerebral hemorrhage is much more common in Japan. Next, about the morbidity as well as mortality pattern. In developed nations, the average age at which stroke occurs is around 73 years, whereas in developing countries like India, the average age at which stroke occurs is very less. The risk of death in patients with stroke is very high during the first few weeks following the attack. Nearly 20 to 50% of the stroke patients will die during the first 1 month of the attack, depending upon the age, comorbidities, severity and type of stroke. The patients who survive an attack of stroke may be left with either no disability or mild, moderate or severe disability. Patients with history of stroke are at high risk of developing a subsequent attack of around 10% in the first year and around 5% in the subsequent years. Now, with advanced diagnosis and treatment facilities, the mortality rate due to stroke is declining in many countries. Now coming to the problem statement of stroke in India. Compared to other developed nations, the prevalence of stroke in India is very less. The prevalence of stroke in India is around 1.54 per thousand and death rate is around 0.6 per thousand. Next, about the risk factors leading to stroke. The major risk factor leading to stroke is hypertension. Other causative factors include diabetes, increased serum lipids, obesity, cardiac abnormalities and smoking. Now we need to know what is transient ischemic attack. Transient ischemic attacks are basically focal reversible neurological deficit which is lasting for less than 24 hours. So the reason for this neurological deficit which is lasting for less than 24 hours is basically due to microemboli. So here a small emboli or a microemboli will occlude the major blood vessel, and the reduced blood supply to that particular part of the brain can lead to a focal neurological deficit which in fact is reversible. So this could be a major warning sign of stroke. Now coming to the host factors. So first about the age. Stroke can occur at any age group, but usually the prevalence of stroke increases with age. In India, nearly 1/5 cases of stroke occur among people who are less than 40 years of age, and that is known as stroke in young. This is attributed to our young population as well as lesser life expectancy. Coming to the second host factor is gender. The prevalence of stroke is very high among males compared to females. The third host factor is regarding the personal history. Stroke is associated with diabetes and hypertension. Now coming to the lab investigations in stroke. Stroke is basically identified or diagnosed based on clinical examination. The other supportive lab diagnosis which can be done are CT and MRI scan, which will reveal whether the stroke is basically due to an ischemia or due to hemorrhage. Next, about the treatment of stroke. Treatment of stroke is based on the signs and symptoms. If the stroke is an ischemic stroke, measures to dilute or dissolve the emboli will be taken, like administering of hemolytic agents. If it is a hemorrhagic stroke, then drugs to decrease the intracranial tension and surgical procedures for clipping the ruptured arteries will be carried out. And if the person is having any kind of disability following the attack of stroke, physical rehabilitative measures and physiotherapy measures can be carried out. Next, about stroke control program. The main aim of stroke control program is to generate effective measures for the control of stroke at the community level. So for controlling stroke at the community level, preferences are given for 4 main things. First one is to control the arterial hypertension. Second one is to control diabetes mellitus. Third one is for eliminating smoking. And the fourth one is for early diagnosis and treatment of transient ischemic attack. Hypertension is a very important cause leading to stroke. So the control of hypertension at a very early stage at the community level itself is very important for controlling stroke at the community level. Second one is control of diabetes mellitus, elimination of smoking and other contributing factors for stroke at the community level is very important. Early diagnosis and treatment of transient ischemic attack is very important because transient ischemic attack could be an early sign of stroke. The other things which we do under stroke control program for preventing stroke at the community level are control of complications, facilities for long-term follow-up and education and training of health personnel. In short, stroke can be controlled by primary prevention, secondary prevention and tertiary prevention. Primary prevention is the prevention of the disease even before the onset of symptoms. That is, here in case of stroke, even before the onset of symptoms, we can control the risk factors like hypertension, diabetes, increased serum lipids, obesity, and by controlling other risk factors which can lead to stroke. Secondary prevention is by early diagnosis and treatment. So whenever a person is having an attack of transient ischemic attack, the condition should not be ignored or neglected and the person should be provided immediate treatment so that a further attack of stroke can be prevented. In tertiary prevention, the major thing which we do is prevention of complication. So in case of a stroke, a person can have disability in the later stage. So the condition of disability can be reduced or minimized by giving them adequate treatment and physiotherapy measures. Through primary prevention, stroke can be controlled at the community level itself. Thank you for watching.